just a workplace. It's a supportive family committed to uplifting one another.
To learn more about the Family Dental Center team and stay up to date about all the great things they're doing, follow them on Facebook at Family Dental Center and Instagram at FDC Family. Diamond Physiotherapy, from the very beginning, set out to challenge traditional physiotherapy by reconnecting people with their bodies, both physically and mentally.
The team at Diamond Physiotherapy is dedicated to treating the whole person. They have the resources and tools to treat immediate injuries and often address the root cause.
They recognize that every client has unique goals and challenges. No matter what the challenge may be, they will create an individualized treatment plan using the services they offer, including physiotherapy, vestibular rehabilitation, and psychotherapy.
To learn more and get a treatment plan that works for you, visit diamondphysiotherapy.ca and follow them on Facebook and Instagram at Diamond Physiotherapy. By now you have realized we are big fans of Simple Desk. Simple Desk is your ultimate destination to streamline marketing and strengthen your business's brand.
Jenny, the visionary behind Simple Desk, took her commitment to business support a step further by creating Brazen, an event for women who dare.
This full-day experiential event on May 31st, 2024 is packed with networking, vendor booths, exciting giveaways, delicious food, and a speakers panel of incredible women entrepreneurs sharing their inspiring stories.
Tickets are on sale now. For all the details and to buy your ticket before they sell out, visit simpledesk.ca/brazen and be sure to follow Brazen on Instagram at brazenevents1.
Happy Friday.
It's Friday.
The new day we release the podcast.
New podcast day.
The best.
It was a busy week for us.
It was super busy.
It was fun, though.
It was fun. We went to the Ontario Association of Broadcasters conference.
We did.
And awards.
It was about digital. It was the theme was digital stuff.
The way forward.
The way forward. And I'm saying digital because I'm biased. But it's just the way forward. My bad. But I sat in on this seminar thing about how radio stations are leveraging their digital presence.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really interesting, just like the different things that the stations are doing and like what podcasts are doing with radio stations. And like, it's just really interesting.
It was cool. I did the sales portion of the conference, which I also found cool. I don't do full-time sales, but I'm learning more about it. And it was really cool. And they also were integrating like a lot of digital stuff into AI and different
so
formulas. So that was really cool. And then I'm just making LinkedIn connections now, like a business lady.
Yeah. So if you are on LinkedIn, you can find Katie.
I may also make like a quote unquote professional Instagram. How does everyone think? Do you think I should do that?
I don't think there's anything wrong. Just start posting regular stuff to your current Instagram. Like a professional in what sense?
Like it's more about like work stuff and like where I work and
what you do at work
and stuff in the community. And
yeah,
I don't know. There's so many Instagram accounts already though. Like it's so overwhelming. I actually feel bad because we haven't been posting on Babes a lot. Like it's just the episodes and I'm like, I'm so sorry, friends. Like I wish we handle a lot of accounts.
It's just been, I think, yeah, we just handle a lot of stuff.
And yeah.
We do everything ourselves.
Yeah, we create the content. So if you could, though, I've been putting a lot of content right now. I've been focusing on the Starboard Communications page. So if you could go throw that a follow, I'd really appreciate it.
We'll do you a solid.
That would be really helpful.
That'd be great.
And then we will be back with Babes. We're just... we're still here. It's just I'm sorry we haven't been posting as much other content. Yeah, we're busy.
I think just there's a lot of moving parts in how Babes comes together.
Yeah.
And I think that obviously like our full-time job takes priority.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes that means sacrificing making content for Babes.
Yeah. So this week's episode.
Great episode.
Great episode.
Exactly what I needed that day. Super fun.
Super fun. It's Jenn, the owner of Westy Wine Tours in the county. She's also a teacher, so she's just doing everything.
Literally everything. And you definitely, if you haven't heard of the company, you've definitely seen her around.
It's 3 VW buses.
We're not going to spoil too much.
Yeah, so we'll just let you enjoy. Today's episode is going to be a real treat. Our guest is not only a connoisseur of wine, but also an educator in more ways than one. Jenn Vanner is the owner and operator of Westy Wine Tours and an elementary school teacher. She grew up in Belleville, but got her teaching credentials. Oh, wow. I should write this. At Griffith? Is that how you say it?
Yes.
Griffith University in Brisbane, Australia. She's here today to shed some light on wine touring in the county, what goes into planning a tour, and to tell us the story of how she got her first vintage VW bus. Babes of Quinte, please welcome Jenn Vanner, owner and operator of Westy Wine Tours and elementary school teacher. Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Thank you so much for having me.
I'm so excited.
I'm so tired.
I'm also tired. It's been a day.
What time do you start
week.
school?
9:15.
Okay, that's not so bad.
Yeah, 9:15, but I usually leave to head to Frankfurt at like 20 after 7. Yeah.
See, my daughter, I have a 15-year-old and a 3-year-old. So when my daughter was in elementary school, she started at like 8:10.
Yeah, at like Bayside, one of those early start schools.
Yeah, like East End.
Yeah.
I don't want to say where she went to.
Yeah,
I guess
no, that's okay.
I guess now
That's okay.
she's not there anymore. So she went to Harry J.
Okay, yeah, and they have an early start.
Yeah, they had an early start, but she's at Bayside now, and she still starts at it. She gets picked up by the bus at 7:21.
Yeah, that's really early.
Jeanette, because she was a country kid, had to get on the bus at 6:15, and her bus ride was an hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah, that's rough.
That's insane.
I'm like, you poor kid.
That makes for a really long day.
Yeah.
An hour in the way in the morning,
way
then an
back.
hour
on the way
first
back.
pickup on the
and
way home.
last drop off.
Yeah.
Oh my God, could you like? You know, my kids are tired at the end of the day.
It's a long day.
It's a long day.
It's a long day and it's very full on.
I already cried today, so we're here.
I haven't yet. Thought maybe the day after Halloween.
Yeah, no.
Oh,
no
the
sugar rush.
They were too tired. It was like the sugar crash.
Okay, that's not so bad.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's also, it was like a weird night last night for trick-or-treating, so I feel like kids maybe got exhausted from the cold.
Yeah, and it sounds like they didn't stay out very long.
No, I think we had our last trick-or-treater at like 7 last night.
Yeah.
Which was gravy. I loved it.
Last year, ran out of candy.
Yeah.
This
Nice.
year, we like prepared to have so many more trick-or-treaters, got so much more candy, and had no trick-or-treaters.
I feel like that's what we did. I kind of liked it. I was inside by 7. So.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, I know. I was in and snuggled up because I got Lincoln ready and then I left his dad's house and then went home and ate McDonald's with my kid.
I love that.
She's like, I don't want to go out.
It's a perfect
I was like,
night.
okay.
McDonald's. Cool. Key question. What's your favorite potato chip?
Oh, Lay's dill pickle.
Ooh.
I don't think we have had a dill pickle yet.
Oh, that's my favorite. That's my go-to.
And specifically Lay's? Or yeah.
Specifically Lay's.
Have you had the spicy dills though from Miss Vicky?
Yes.
Do you like them?
I like the spicy dill from Miss Vicky's. Lay's, I think Lay's tried to do it.
Did they?
Yeah, they tried to do like a combo Lay's spicy
Didn't work.
dill pickle. No, didn't work.
Yeah, I can't
Didn't
see
do
that. It needs the crunch and the spicy dill.
Yeah.
To be like. So fun fact about Mrs. Vicky's. She now has like a TikTok account. Like the
Okay.
actual Mrs. Vicky.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
she's like, I'm going to tell you the history about my potato chips. And
That's amazing.
I'm like, that's so cool.
Here for it. You grew up in Belleville?
I did.
What was your favorite part about growing up in Belleville?
That's a tough question. I feel like when I was growing up here, I couldn't wait to get out of
Right?
here. Yeah.
Is that why you went to Australia?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Seriously, like how did that come to be?
So I went to college at Fleming College in Peterborough
Okay.
out of high school, and I did my ECE there. And then in my second year, the university in Australia came and did this huge presentation about how you could take your credentials from Fleming College, go do a 2-year program in Australia, and then you came back fully qualified as a teacher.
What?
Which still is, mind-blowing to me.
Seems
So-
made up, but I love it.
Yeah, right? So I was like, sold. I'm going
Yeah.
to do it. I'm going to go. I'm going to move to Australia. I had a friend in like grade 2 that moved here from Australia, and I was like obsessed. I was like, one day I'm going to go there. And
Did you
yeah, it
love
all
it?
just came to fruition eventually.
Yeah.
I loved it. Every year, this time of year, when it's starting to get cold, I'm like, why do I live here?
Yeah.
Why? Are the bugs really big?
Yeah.
I've heard that. I have friends in Australia that have moved from Canada to Australia, and it's always like the bugs.
Yeah, there's like giant spiders everywhere.
Yeah, no.
One time I was working at a daycare and there was like a huge carpet python snake in the tree. So we had to keep the kids inside until animal control came to just move the snake.
I haven't been to Australia, but I've been to New Zealand. And when you're going into New Zealand, they like have crazy biosecurity because they're trying not to let like the invasive giant bugs come in. It's pretty great.
Yeah, and just all like the deadly things.
Do they like
in
spray
Australia.
you?
No, but like if you're camping, they'll like rip apart your camping gear. You have to clean the bottom of your boots. There's like
To make sure there's no like...
Yeah, like you can't have like any debris on your boots going in.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
You know what? Props to New Zealand.
Yeah.
I feel like they do a lot of things right.
My first time that I went to Australia, like the first time that I flew there, they did like spray us on the plane.
Oh, that's
before we
cool.
got off. It was the weirdest thing. It was like a mist.
Oh, they're like, you're clean now.
You're disgusting.
Right?
We don't trust any of you.
We don't have the crazy poisonous bugs. Like,
Yeah, our spiders are not that big.
Have you seen a dog spider? Those things are terrifying.
Yeah, but I feel like Australia spiders are like next level.
Do they have lizards?
yes.
Yeah,
I would
so
often have little geckos in my dorm room.
Okay, that's kind of cute.
Well, not if you're trying to go to sleep.
True.
Fair. I mean, I don't love the idea
They
of
are
like
cute.
like wild geckos just being like a common pest.
Yeah, it's
You know
weird.
what I mean? It's like mice. Like they don't happen often, but I feel like it's like one of those things that you just don't really want.
No.
But
And it's so
they-
foreign to us.
See, I think mice are adorable. I know that they shit everywhere and they're awful, but they're so cute.
They are cute.
They are cute, but yeah, I don't like the poop.
No, I don't.
Did you want to come back to Belleville? Like, why'd you end up back here?
I just came back here because I went on a student visa. So your
Yeah.
student visa expires after, I think it was like 2 months or 3 months after you finish your schooling, then your visa expires. So I came home and then I got a job right away with our school board here.
Amazing.
Oh,
So
I feel like
then I
that's
was like,
rare.
Like living the dream.
Yeah. So I was supply teaching.
Yeah.
I got that job, like I think 2 months after I came home.
Wow.
And just kind of jumped right into it. And then
Perfect.
I did supply teaching for, I think like 6 months. It was about 6 months. And then I did the polar opposite of going back to Australia and moved like 18 hours north up to James Bay. Yeah, to teach in a First Nations community for a year up there.
Which one?
Wamingi.
Okay, so I'm
it's
from
on-
Timmins.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I'm familiar with the north.
Yeah, so it's on the Quebec side.
Yeah.
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 So I did
It's
that for a
cold.
year. It was very cold. Yeah.
Cold.
Yes. So we just had to kind of get used to it.
Is it like on the bay?
Pretty close. Yeah.
Okay.
Like on James Bay.
Yeah, because I
Just
know
at
that it's
the
like
edge
it's like
there.
that weird like
Yeah.
loopy thing.
Yeah. It's like right at the bottom of the weird loopy thing.
Oh, cool. Do you know what the loopy thing is?
No.
Okay, cool.
I feel, is it a bay?
Yeah, it's a really, really big bay that like feeds into like
Oh, that's cool.
Hudson
ocean.
Bay and then the
I
Arctic
have some
Ocean.
friends who did that too, though, who taught up north, and they loved it.
I loved it too. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it was cold, but it was consistent. So it wasn't so bad.
It wasn't shocking to your sister.
Yeah.
no, it's just always cold.
Yeah. And then I came back here after a year and got a full-time job teaching here. And I've just been here ever since.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
What a
great.
journey.
Yeah.
Did you always want to travel, or did it just kind of happen?
No, I think once I moved to Australia, I was like, okay, now I have the travel bug and I want to go everywhere
Yeah.
and see everything and do it all.
It's really dangerous.
Yeah, and that's what led me to buy the first Volkswagen van too.
Yeah.
It was just like, I want to get in this van and just drive around
And do the
and
thing.
see the world. Yeah.
I read on your website you traveled in the van.
I haven't done too much traveling
okay.
in it yet. That was what I bought it for originally at the beginning of COVID. So it was like June 2020 when I bought it. And then there was so many restrictions in place and things that you couldn't do that I didn't get to really go very far in it. And then the business came from that.
So like where do you find a vintage VW?
So like I come from a lover, like a family full of Volkswagen lovers.
Okay.
My brothers both had old Volkswagens as their first cars growing up. So they had little Volkswagen Golfs. They were like 90s style Volkswagen Golfs. And then I remember I got my first car and it was like a Chevy Cavalier or something. And I was so disappointed that I didn't get a Volkswagen.
You're like, what is this trash?
And my oldest brother, he's always loved Volkswagen, like the classic like split window, the split front with the bay windows Volkswagen bus. So we talked about them all the time. And then I moved to Australia and there was tons of them there. And I was like, one day I'm going to have one of those. house one day.
I still have that dream.
You got to do it.
How many do you have now?
I have 3 now.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm pretty sure you have 3.
Yeah. Start with 1 and go from there.
So where did you just like Facebook Marketplace VW Bug?
Like I started talking about how I wanted one eventually. And that's when my sister-in-law like jumped on that and she just started sending me all of the...
She's an enabler.
She's an enabler. She started sending me all the Kijiji ads and the Facebook ads. And the first bus that we went to see, I ended up buying that one. Mm-hmm. I went to look at it. My brother's a mechanic, so that was super helpful. Yeah. We drove up to Toronto and he was like, like, don't get your hopes up too high because these things, they tend to... like they're old, they need a lot of work, that you're probably gonna have to put a lot of money into it. So like we'll go and we'll look and
manage your expectations.
That was literally one of my questions. I was like, how much work did you have to put into it?
It's ongoing.
Okay.
Oh yeah. So it's like forever.
A labor of love for sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So she sent me this one. It was in Toronto. We went up to look at it and like even as we were driving down the street, the color is the blue one that you guys have probably seen.
Beautiful.
It's like the first one that I started it with, and it's in all of my like marketing pictures and on my business card and everything. And I was like, I love it. I already love it. My brother's like, we're not even in the driveway to look at it.
It doesn't matter.
Like, it doesn't matter.
It's mine.
There's a vibe sometimes when you know,
right?
You know.
And it was so funny. So we went and we pulled up and we looked at it and he was like, okay, like this is what they're asking, but this is how much money you're going to have to put into that. Like, just so you know, kind of thing. So we went for a drive with the previous owners. So we like got in, he took us around, took us for a drive, explained all the things, showed us like, it's a full camper van inside. So it has like the back bench folds down into a bed. It has like a fridge and a sink and the roof pops up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's super cool. So I was like, this is amazing. I need it. And so he was saying how they had quite a bit of interest in it. Mm-hmm. And so they had one guy who was moving to the East Coast for university and he was thinking about driving it out there and that was just going to be like his vehicle. And then they had another guy who was living in Saskatchewan and he hadn't even seen it. He just saw the Kijiji ad and he was like, I will send a flatbed tomorrow. I will send you like your full asking price. I really want this bus to be mine. And they were like, well, we're not really sure. Like it said in their ad, it said something about in their ad, like if you don't plan to come see this bus in person, like don't even message us. Yeah. Like they were so set on it had to go to the right person.
I love that.
That's very
right.
Like, it was VW bus energy.
Yeah, I feel like it really is. And I've learned that a lot over the past couple of years. So we left and my brother was like, okay, what they're asking is a lot in comparison to the amount of work you're going to have to put into it. So he was like, here's what I would offer them, based on what you're going to have to do with it. And I was like, oh, but like that number feels so low after they just told me about like all their family memories in it and all the great times they've had and the hours they've spent working on it and all the things they've done. Right?
That's why they tell you about the other offers too.
But then, so this is where it's crazy because I offered them like $1,000 more than what my brother told me to. Yeah. And they came back at me being like, Jen, we knew that you were the next person from this like for this bus. Like we knew as soon as you came here, like we went for the drive and they were like, you were meant to have this bus. Mm-hmm. Like we're actually going to give it to you for the same price my brother told me to offer them. Because clearly they knew that's what it was worth. That's and I'm so like, who does that, right? Yeah. Like, it's so funny.
Who does that?
Because they knew you had a future with it.
Yeah. They were like, that was our biggest thing, was just making sure that this bus went to the right person. So their daughter's name is Stella, and there was this big license plate in the front that said Stella's bus, and she was so devastated that they were selling it. She thought it was going to be hers one day, so that's how it got the name Stella. When I bought it, they wanted to do one last family drive, so they drove it from Toronto to Belleville to drop it off. And so they dropped it off, and I had made this sticker with my Cricut that said Stella for her to like stick on the window. God. And so then they're crying, and I'm crying. My brother's standing there like, what is going on here?
It's a moment, brother.
Yeah. That's such a brother energy. I'm like, just let me cry.
Yeah.
There is something though, like, Jeanette and I have both. I think since I was a child, like I've dreamed of a VW bus, like a Westvilla. There's something. My dad will like trick me sometimes and like send me ads for them, and I'm like, can't afford this right now. Why are you doing this? And then
Why are you
Jeanette
doing
wants
this to
one
me?
too. She would live in one. Like,
Yes.
there's some energy about a West Villa. I don't know what it is.
There really is, though. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
My daughter, when she was like 12, she was like, I really want a VW bus. I was like, okay. And I got her the Lego set.
Yes.
I was like, this is what you get.
You get this
You
instead.
know the Lego set? I also have the Lego set, and it is so detailed.
Yeah.
Like, it
I know.
has everything. It's amazing.
Maybe that's what I need to get. That'll,
The Lego
like,
set?
Yeah, that'll
Just to,
deal
like,
with my...
Ease the want and the need.
But just know also that one day you will have it.
Yeah, it'll happen.
It'll happen.
But it has to be
believe in
the
you.
right time.
Yeah, for sure.
So what came first, another bus or the business?
The business came first. So I bought that bus in June 2020, and then we worked on it over the summer, got it kind of like in running condition. And then, well, it was in running condition, but got it like all the little things that we
Yeah.
needed done. And then the following year, 2021, was when I did the first summer of wine tours, which was totally like by accident, like starting a business.
Okay, go on.
Mix up.
Right?
No big deal.
Because I just bought it to go traveling in, but then couldn't do a whole lot. So people were like, "Oh, can I rent your Volkswagen bus, or can I use that for photos? Can I like have that at my wedding? Can I use it for this, for that?" And then a friend of mine was like, "You should do wine tours in that. Like Prince Edward County is right there. Yeah,
It fits
yeah,
perfectly.
you guys might know, like it's Jackie K Makeup.
Yeah.
Her and I, we've been friends since elementary school, and she was like, "You should just like do wine tours in your bus. Like the county is right here. Why not?"
Yeah.
And so that's how it started.
That's amazing.
I was like, I know nothing about business. I have never intended to be a business owner. I'm like super happy in my teaching career.
yeah.
And
like,
then
Why not?
why not? Yeah.
You know what I love more than anything? Money.
Right.
And it's like you're mixing something you already love with money.
Yes.
And it's like, it just seems like a no-brainer.
It does seem like a no-brainer until you just keep buying more Volkswagen buses. And then
So when
you're
did number 2 come
oh,
along?
the money. So that was 2021. I did my first year. It was just me and my blue bus.
So you were the tour captain, I'm going to call you.
Yes.
You were driving these people. I love it.
Yes. So I'm doing like all the behind the scenes, doing all the emails. This is still like, I still do all of this as well.
You're a solopreneur.
I'm a solopreneur. Yeah. Now I have a few drivers, which is
that's
great.
good.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
fun.
So first year it was just like me and the bus and just figuring it out, like
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
really having any idea what I was doing,
That's
but just
how it goes.
Yeah. And it was such a hit. Like it was booked every single weekend. Like pretty much every date that I opened up for availability, people were jumping on it to book it.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Amazing.
then, yeah, it's crazy.
That's so cool.
I mean, like, I'm super fortunate, I guess, jumping into business with the vehicle kind of sells itself.
Oh, yeah. It's an easy sell.
I remember when it first came up on my Instagram, I was like, no way. I was like so envious. And I was like, this is so cool.
Yeah, and that's the thing is that, like, everyone loves a Volkswagen bus.
Yeah.
Like, whether or not you want to own one or have, like, that draw to feeling like you need to have one, if you see it driving by, it's going to make you smile.
Yeah.
There's
like-
there's no reason
It's
for you
such a
not to be
vibe.
that's the vibe.
Yeah, right? It's just like you drive by and like little kids are waving at you so excited and people are like throwing you a peace sign or like giving you the thumbs up everywhere you go. So,
That's so great.
It's so fun.
Very heartwarming.
Right?
It's like the Jeep Wave, but like
Yeah.
so much
but-
friendly.
Yeah, different.
Yeah, and that's just it. I was like, I can share this with other people too,
Yeah.
right? Like that's the fun of it.
How many people can fit in Stella?
4 people can
Okay.
fit in Stella, and then in the 2 others, they can fit 6 people. Because
Yeah,
they're
that's
not
what-
campers. They're
Oh,
the
okay.
transporter style. They have the rows of seats in them.
So when did those buses come along?
So 2021, I was like, actually, yeah, 2021, that was my first wine tour year, and it was pretty busy. So in September of that year, I saw a bus for sale on Facebook Marketplace, and it seemed way too good to be true. Like the price was really good for the condition they were saying that it was in. So I went to look at it. It was in Ottawa, and pulled up to this like really beautiful neighborhood, and it was this 18-year-old's first vehicle. That was his first vehicle, was this Volkswagen bus that he had saved up for. They grew up in California. He had saved up because he wanted a Volkswagen bus when he was old enough to drive. His parents put the money into having it safetied and everything, and he bought the bus, so it was in really good shape, but he had to go to university, and as he said, he needed money to eat. So he was selling it.
That's important.
So that was September 2021. I bought that one. It was a really nice burnt orange wrap around the sides. The front was primer gray, as if they had started to paint it, but then get it prepped for paint and then never paint it. The bumpers were all different colors of orange.
Fun.
So it was definitely not wine tour ready. But I could see the potential. And then I had it painted in the spring of 2022. And then I did the 2022 season with those two buses. And at the end, I guess it was mid-season. It was July of 2022. I bought the next one out of Montreal and painted it pink.
Amazing.
And that's where we're at now.
Do you feel comfy with the 3? How was this past season having 3? Or did you have 3 for the half of that one season?
Yeah, so the pink one was a bit more of a process getting all of the body work and the paint done than I anticipated. It was one of those things where it's we've done this, but now we also found this and need to do this.
Fun.
Yeah, it was originally supposed to be on the road, ready to go by May, and I think it was mid-July by the time it was actually done and doing wine tours, and then broke down in August.
No. Just peak season.
August?
Just peak season, yeah. So its first season wasn't the greatest for it, but that's okay because they just get more and more reliable as the years go on. And we put more and more work into them. But that's the thing is now with the 3, I've kind of taken Stella out of the bookings. And that way there's a backup.
Yours.
She's mine, yeah. And that way I can hopefully do some traveling and some camping, all the things that I wanted to do with that bus when I bought it.
Yeah.
And have the other 2 mainly doing wine tours and then Stella as the backup if one of the others breaks down. Because let's be real, they're from the 1970s. So that does tend to happen.
That's so cool.
Okay, I do too.
Yeah. We all have a little breakdown sometimes.
It happens to the best of
I
us.
find that's one thing though, people are really good about when they book. I've only, I think in my 3 years, I had to cancel 2 wine tours because the vehicles were broken or change the vehicle that you have to go in based on the needs. You might get a different color, but you'll still get a Volkswagen van. Regardless. So I've had to do that a few times, but that's the nice thing about having the 3 is that one of them's kind of always just a backup option.
Fun.
That's good. Backups are good. Do you still drive one of them? Do you still do the tours?
Yeah, that's my favorite part about the business is actually driving the bus and doing the wine tour.
Yeah.
You already know that the Family Dental Center provides top quality care in a stress-free environment and offers a range of dental services using the latest technology.
But did you know that they are deeply committed to giving back to the community and creating a healthy work environment for their team?
We love watching FDC support the community. They organize initiatives like Free Dental Day, where they provide dental treatment to those in need. You can spot their team at various local fundraising events across the Bay of Quinte.
Dr. Yasmin and her whole team are dedicated to fostering a positive and supportive work environment. They do this by celebrating victories, holding dedicated staff meetings, hosting staff parties, and consistently being there for one another.
It's more than just a workplace, it's a family. To learn more about the Family Dental Center team and stay up to date about all the great things they're doing, follow them on Facebook at Family Dental Center and Instagram at FDC Family. Life can be messy, and dealing with chronic pain, pelvic discomfort, muscle weakness, or mental illness can take a toll. Sometimes it takes a team effort to not just survive, but thrive.
At Diamond Physiotherapy, their approach is all about education. They're constantly expanding their knowledge and skills to ensure their clients receive solutions that provide them with more than just temporary relief.
Recognizing the significance of treating the whole person for overall wellness, Diamond Physiotherapy offers a wide range of services. These include physiotherapy, pelvic health physiotherapy, vestibular rehabilitation, pediatric physiotherapy, psychotherapy, and pre- and postnatal treatment.
They're not just about generic treatments. They're about creating an individualized treatment plan that works for you. With their knowledge, skills, and resources, they'll be by your side every step of the way, helping you become your best self.
Take the first step in your physical and mental wellness and reach out to Diamond Physiotherapy at 55 South Pinnacle Street in Belleville and at diamondphysio.ca. Our favorite networking event is coming back on May 31st, 2024. Jenny, the founder of Simple Desk in Trenton, created the Brazen event to empower women in business to be authentic and unapologetically themselves.
Get ready for a bigger and bolder Brazen 2024, the full-day experiential event created by women for women, showcasing, inspiring, and connecting female entrepreneurs and working professionals from all around the Bay of Quinte.
It's a full day of networking, support, delicious food, giveaways, vendor booths, and an inspiring panel of female entrepreneurs sharing their stories.
Tickets are on sale now. To learn more about Brazen 2024 and to buy your tickets before they sell out, visit simpledesk.ca/brazen and follow Brazen on Instagram at brazenevents1.
We'll be there, so we hope to see you there too.
So like, how does that happen? Like, how do you plan a wine tour? Because to me, in my brain, you just show up, you get a little bit tipsy, and then you leave.
Basically, that's all you have to do.
Oh, okay. But see, like,
guest, right?
Do you need to like coordinate with the venues? Do they need to know you're coming?
So it just kind of depends on what your group wants to do, which places they want to visit, how big the group is a big one. With smaller groups, like if I have a group of 2 to 4 people, we can really just make the day whatever you want. You don't necessarily have to make reservations, except for on Saturdays. Saturdays are pretty busy in the county. So we'll make reservations on a Saturday.
Yeah.
But aside from that, we don't always make reservations, and we can just kind of go with the flow based on the vibe, like what people are enjoying. I like it that way because you don't have to rush from place to place.
Yeah.
So like typically, the wine tour runs from 11 o'clock until 4 o'clock. So you get picked up at 11,
Yeah.
wherever you're staying, and then you get dropped back off wherever at 4 o'clock. And we typically do 3 to 4 stops during the day, with 1 stop in there with some lunch, some food,
That's
Yeah.
important.
It's key on a wine tour. I also keep the buses fully stocked with water and snacks
Ooh,
for
nice.
throughout the day. So I chat with people beforehand. They fill out a questionnaire when they're booking of like, do you like wine? Do you like cider? Do you like beer? Do you want like a combo of all of these things? Do you want like handshaken cocktails? Like, what is it that you're looking for?
What's your vibe?
Or like, what have you seen in Prince Edward County that you really want to visit while you're here?
Yeah.
Like what brought you here? So they fill out their questionnaire, and then based on where they're staying and where they want to go, I plan their stops for the day. Like I'll plan their route.
So fun.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
I love
So it's like
that.
very custom.
Yeah, and it's nice because a lot of people will email me saying like, we really want to do this, but we don't like wine, or we really want to do this, but like these people want to come and they want to drink beer. So you can totally customize it that way.
That's fun.
Yeah, it's not like a set list of places that you have to go.
And then people pay for their drinks on top of the tour.
Yes. And I find I do it that way because that way I have the flexibility to go anywhere. I just find it's easier that way than trying to include all of their tastings and then pay for it in advance and book it in advance.
That
And
sounds like a mess.
there's a lot of like companies that will do that.
That sounds like
And
a logistical nightmare.
for me, it's
For a solopreneur, like absolutely not.
No.
yeah, and that's the thing. Like when it's just me doing all of this and I'm teaching full time, like that's a little bit out of my wheelhouse,
That
and I'm
seems
just like
insane.
I feel like the planning of the route would bring me so much joy. Like I love planning a route out. It was so hard because my friend had a birthday and her other friends, like her other friend group was planning the tour. And I was like, oh, I would really not go there. Can we go? I was like, can I plan this?
yeah,
Because it just brings me joy.
yeah, and it's like you know what you like, you know what your friends like, and then if that can be hard.
Yeah. It's cool though. I remember the day we did do the wine tour, I saw the vans and I was like, guys, that's Westy Wine Tour.
If you let me plan it, we could have been in those.
Yeah, I was like, do you see them? They're so pretty.
And it's so fun. Like everyone that comes on a wine tour with us, they have so much fun because everyone's like looking at them and waving at them, and they're like, we feel like celebrities.
Yeah, I feel like you are. Like just the vans
Every
are
time,
celebrities.
because I see them just like, I see you, like on the Bay Bridge once.
Yeah.
Just like going, I was like, oh, that's so fun.
Oh, I love that.
And it was like all three of them. And I was like,
that's best.
great. It was just
I
like-
love that. We're
I
like
just get
driving all
excited. And I'm
three.
just like, why am I so excited about this?
I
it's
feel like they
every
are
time.
famous.
I love that. I was
Yeah.
at the gas station like 2 weeks ago and I was just getting gas and this older woman like came running over to me and she's like, oh my God, are you Westy Wine Tours? And I was like, yeah.
That's so funny.
You are a celebrity now. if you
It
didn't
was
know.
super cute. And she was like, I do like hobby photography and like every time that I'm in the county and I see your buses, I'm looking for somebody that will like let me take their picture in front of it.
Oh my gosh.
It was really
so
sweet.
nice.
So yeah, they're definitely getting to be known around the area, which is crazy to me.
Do the other two have names?
Yes. So Stella got her name based on the story of buying it and the previous owner's daughter. And then the yellow one is Straddy. And I chose the name, which is my favorite island in Australia. It's called North Stradbroke Island,
Okay.
or as the locals call it, Straddy. That was like my favorite
Cute.
place there. So I named that one Straddy. And then the pink one is Sandy because she's like a pink lady.
Yeah.
And it's like Sandbanks Winery, Sandbanks Provincial Park, like all the
Beautiful.
things.
That's
So
nice.
yeah, they all have their own
that.
little personalities.
I love that you did that for them. They are people now in my mind.
Yeah.
Oh, they're like children.
I add personality to like inanimate objects
Yeah.
all the time.
Yes.
Same.
It's a situation. Does that make me crazy? Is that like weird?
I think
Maybe.
it just
I don't
makes
know.
life more fun.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Life's so boring if you don't do that.
Yeah.
I want her to be a sassy lady. And
Yeah.
sometimes I want him to be a grumpy little man.
Yeah.
Yes. It just makes everything that much more interesting.
Yeah, it really does.
Gives it personality.
God.
How are the tours priced? How does that work?
So I have like a base price. This year, our base price is $600 for up to 4 people. So
That's
it's $100.
very reasonable.
Yeah, so it's $150 per person if you have 4 people, or
Yeah.
like if you want to split it between 2 or 3 people, you're also welcome to do that. But our base price is $600. And then after 4, so into the bigger buses, is an additional $150 per person.
That's
So
like
it just works out to $150 per person.
It works out to $150 per person. Yeah.
that seems very reasonable. You get to spend a whole afternoon drinking wine and being in a cool bus.
Yeah.
And you don't have to worry about being DD.
Exactly, right?
Like, sign me up. It's
Some
like having a
people-
personal chauffeur.
It basically is, yeah. And some people are like, oh, that's really expensive, like $150, and you're not including wine tastings. And
Yeah, but you're getting a very unique experience.
you're getting a very unique experience. And like somebody said this to me once, they put it into perspective a little bit more so for me when I'm questioning, like, oh, is that too expensive? Like, you wouldn't be able to get a taxi for
There's no
5
way.
hours to drive
No.
you around for less than that. And like you're offering a unique service in a unique vehicle. And I think the
Yeah.
thing too is like a lot of people I had no idea how much money it costs to run a wine tour business
Yeah.
until I started doing it, right? Like you have to have commercial auto insurance and that's
Yeah.
really expensive. The price of gas is really expensive. The maintenance on 50-year-old vehicles is
Very
a lot.
expensive.
When you have 3 vehicles that are 50 years old, there's always something every single week being fixed
Yeah.
or being replaced. So
Yeah.
it all adds up.
And you have to pay yourself, hopefully. It's the goal, right?
That will come, right?
Oh, yeah, I had a
And
business
like
for a
I pay
while.
staff.
Yeah.
Like I have staff now. I have employees that do wine tours for me. So all of those things. And then I look at my price of $150 and I feel like it's very reasonable.
I think it's very reasonable because it's like an experience.
Yeah.
Right? Like I have this thing where it's like, yes, it is pricey and that is fine, but it's a lifetime of memories and photos
Yeah.
and all these things. It's a whole experience versus a material object.
Yeah.
And I think that is more valuable.
And I have that same mindset. So for me, I'm like, I would much rather spend $150
Yeah.
to go on a wine tour for a day than buy myself I don't know, what do you buy for $150? Like, you know,
$150
and to buy
worth of
myself
wine.
Yeah. You can do that while on the wine tour.
Exactly. Like, I feel like it's the experience. I feel like just the whole experience and like hanging with your friends and touring the county, getting a little bit wine tipsy, maybe having some good food, like on a nice sunny day, like that's a shitload of Instagram photos.
Yep.
Do it for the gram.
That's what I'm saying. Is like it's Instagram, it's memories, and you can like flaunt it on Instagram. You can do your thing. I feel like it's just like you made a whole Instagrammable business, and that's like as much as I hate myself for even just saying that, if you can put it on the feed and make it look good, there's value in that. There's like so much money in that.
And that's the reality, right? That's the reality of just like the society that we are living into is like, I will literally have people say, we don't care where you take us, just take us to the most Instagrammable places. Like
Perfect.
What is the most picturesque or like the most Instagram worthy? Which ones are going to look good in our photos? So for me, I'm like, okay, if that's what you want your day to be about, all the power to you, right? Like that's, sure, let's do it. Let's go to all the really beautiful. They're all so beautiful.
They are beautiful.
It doesn't matter. You can take them anywhere, right? There's no losing.
The county is just insane. It's stunning.
And then you get other people who are like, just take us to like one spot for wine and one spot for lunch, and we're just going to hang out here and have like a nice, chill, quiet day, but we don't have to drive. Like,
perfect.
You get to make it really whatever you want it to be.
I feel like too, you're providing water, you're providing snacks, you have a great personality, you're giving them a whole experience. So the
that's
price
the goal.
makes sense to me.
And that's like even the hardest part too for me is finding other people to drive the days that I'm not going to be driving, or if we have 3 buses going out. Like that's been a really big challenge for me, is finding people that I trust to represent the face of my business.
Let me know. Anytime you need,
we'll
step in.
We'll totally drive.
Can you drive stick?
Yeah, I can drive stick.
Perfect.
I did in video games.
We can transfer that knowledge. It's
I feel like it's
right?
kind of the same. You just kind of like, you do the thing when it starts to go up, you just change gears.
Yeah, you kind of have to feel it.
Yeah, like it's just.
I didn't know how to drive stick when I bought my first bus, so that was another thing. I bought it and I was like,
it's a tricky stick on them.
Now I've got to learn. I don't think so.
Okay.
Like I've only driven one other car now that is stick that wasn't a bus, so like I didn't really know anything different. But I feel like maybe they're actually a little bit easier to learn on. Oh. There's only 4 gears.
Oh, yeah, so, you're chilling.
Yeah. I don't know if that makes it easier or harder. I'm not really sure, but
I don't know.
I had to learn to drive stick.
Why?
Because the car that my brother and I were like gifted to drive, like when we got our license, was stick, and it's the hardest stick. It was like a 1990 BMW, and it has like the hardest.
Is that the one in the storage locker?
Yeah, it has a hard clutch on it. It's just a rough like go. And my dad was like, if you can drive this stick, you can drive any stick. Shout out Lana. No, I couldn't. She had this old Chevy truck. I could not get it into reverse because you had to pump the clutch, and I never learned how to do that. So that's my spiel on driving standard.
It's a good skill to have, though. I'm like, now that I can do it, I'm like, I feel like you should learn this.
Yeah, I think everyone should understand.
I feel like they need to teach that in like drivers, like when you go in the car and you do like the driver training.
In Europe, if you take your test standard, like you get a standard license. Where if you take your test automatic, you can only drive automatic.
That makes sense because like all of their cars are standard.
Yeah.
Where here it's like you can't even buy a standard car anymore. You have to pay extra if you can even find one that
and new standards. So normally when you have a standard, if you're on a hill, you'll roll back. You have to be able to catch your clutch or like pull or use your emergency brake. New cars, they have like a rollback. Like new standard has a rollback.
So my brothers taught me how to drive standard after I got my bus, and my oldest brother thought it was a really good idea to stop me on the Bay Bridge. It's like,
that's a different place to learn that skill.
Yeah, it was like 9:00 at night in the summer. There's no traffic behind us. He's like, just hit your brakes, just stop for a second. And I'm like, wait, what? Like, he's like, yeah, just stop. So I stop, and I'm halfway up the Bay Bridge, and he's like, okay, now get going. And I'm like, what?
How?
Because as soon as you pull your foot off that brake, you start rolling. So you have to like push the gas, pop your clutch, and hope you don't hit the car behind you.
Or stall.
Yeah. Or stall. That's
Which I
always
definitely
fun.
did a few times that night.
That sounds horrifying.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
not.
That's like my biggest anxiety is like being stopped in traffic somehow and people are driving around me.
Yes. And that
that
has happened
happened?
to me, not because of my lack of standard driving skills, but because I've been broken down.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
Nice.
This is embarrassing, but also
Go around.
look at the van and
It's cool.
it's self-explanatory why I'm sitting here.
Yeah. I feel like people would understand.
Yeah.
Be like, yeah, no, this is reasonable. It's fine.
And people are so like happy to get out and help and ask if you need help and what you need.
Oh,
And
that's wholesome.
It's all
That-
just
Yeah.
like
that
so-
restores my faith in humanity a little bit.
It feels so wholesome.
right? But then I'm like, how come people don't do that if I'm just in my regular car?
Because you're so much
Because it's not
cooler
as
in the
cute.
van.
Yeah.
Literally, it's just cuter.
I guess that's what it is.
Do you find most people who go on the tours are like out of towners?
It's actually a really good mix.
Oh, nice.
That's what I would have thought, like going
Yeah.
into business and just with the county being such a popular tourist destination. But I'm actually really surprised by the amount of local people that I have booked with me too,
That's
which is
awesome.
awesome.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
And then do they get rented out a lot for photos? Because I saw you do that too.
Yeah, they have been rented out for photos quite a bit this year. And people will rent them for their weddings as well.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, so I've done a
That's
few
cool.
weddings this year. And then a couple photography rentals as well.
It's so cute.
Yeah.
That'd be a really cute wedding edition.
It would be a very cute.
Yeah, because you can just like take so many photos with it. It's super cute. It gives your guests something to do while they're waiting, like during your cocktail hour and stuff. Like they can go take pictures with the Volkswagen. And
It's just like
It's a vibe.
It's a vibe, and it's just. I know I've said it like a zillion times. It's just so cute.
that's what I mean. Where like they sell themselves.
Yeah.
Like I'm just like, yes, I want to talk to her. Yes, I want to just like schmooze over how cute her vehicles are. Like that's all. That's
It
it.
never gets old.
I love it.
I don't know if you can tell us this, but do you have like a really wild experience that happened on one of your tours? I feel like
I'm just trying
people
to
get
think.
weird.
Has somebody thrown up in the bus?
Not in the bus. There was a girl who did throw up outside of the bus.
That's
She
okay.
had been at a wedding the night before.
nice.
And then they were going on a wine tour. I think it was like a staff
What a
party.
poor decision.
And yeah, she was a little hungover and she threw up and she did call her dad to come.
Tell your dad you're hungover.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think. I don't think I've really had anything too crazy because it's smaller groups.
Yeah.
Yeah,
is
I
the
guess
one
it doesn't
thing.
get too like wild.
Yeah, so nothing super crazy that I can think of off the top of my head.
That's okay. I was just curious. I feel like people get wild.
I feel like it's a good time frame because it's like 11 to 4. So then you have your lunch around like 1 or 2. And then by the time you get to the last stop and people are starting to get like really tipsy, it's like, okay, I'm going to drop you off now. Have a great
bye.
night, whatever you do for the rest of the day.
with you anymore.
Yeah.
Bye. Oh, I like that. I do really. I think we need to do a tour.
Yes, for sure.
I think we do too.
It's gonna.
Is this going to be like a babes tour?
Babe's tour?
And just we'll get all 3 and then just have a bunch of people join us?
I love that.
Yes, for sure.
Okay.
It's a must do.
2024. Is that what year? This season that's coming up.
Yes.
We're
You
gonna
guys,
book
you
it.
guys, do you run in the winter?
No, so we're actually taking all of the buses to storage tonight. When I leave here, they'll go into storage for the winter. Then we'll pull them out like April and do any maintenance that needs to be done to get them up and running again for May. But they don't have heat, so it's gonna be a chilly drive tonight. And then just like they're not made for winter.
Yeah.
No, I don't think they were ever made for winter.
No,
Like ever. Like
Yeah.
not made for the elements here.
not made for the Canadian elements. That
It's
is
like
for sure.
definitely a California surfer vibe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely a warmer climate
The
vibe.
dream.
I know. It's
Which is,
like,
I think, also part of the draw for me.
Yeah.
just like I
You're
just- I
living
just-
your best life. You're
I
like,
just want
it's
the beach.
warm.
Yeah,
now.
that's what I picture.
Especially with the weather today, like all I want to do is just be like sitting on the beach with like a cocktail and a book and then get into a van and go home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I don't want to put my snowsuit on and my hat and my mittens.
I'm just over it today. I'm so tired. And it's like, I just want what
and
I
I'm
want.
sure you are. You've been around children all day.
Yeah.
It's like insane. Thank you for coming to do this.
Yeah, no, thank you guys for having me.
It kind of works out perfectly too, because the school year kind of ends when your touring season begins.
Yeah.
That's
so
fun.
like May and June are really full on because we start the tours in May, and quite often like I will work Saturdays in May doing wine tours. So I'm doing like all the behind the scenes, doing all the bookings, all the communication back and forth, and running wine tours on Saturdays, sometimes Sundays if I don't have another driver available. And then teach all week and then do it all again. So May, June is crazy. And September, same thing, because we're wrapping up for the season in September, and it's a lot. It's very
That sounds
full
like
on.
a lot.
But I'm like, eventually I'll get to the point where I don't have to drive those times of the year. Like I'll be able to pick and choose a little bit more once I have like a solid roster of drivers.
Yeah.
Then that will give me a little bit more freedom that way. And it won't always be this way. It's just the growing pains.
Yeah.
It's just right
No, it's like
now.
every so often, you're just like, I eventually I'm going to be able to pass this off.
Yeah.
But we are almost there.
But then I'm also like, that's the part I love doing.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel
It's
like work
scary.
when you're out there driving
make
people
someone else
around.
do the emails and
Right?
stuff.
Yeah, that's what I would love to do. Hire somebody to do all the
You need a
administrative
virtual
stuff.
assistant.
I need a virtual assistant. That would be great. Somebody who does all my marketing and advertising, because I'm trying to figure all that out.
It's almost like you're in a radio station.
Kind of
we love
marketing. That's
yeah.
funny.
We know people.
We know some
Yes, for sure.
people. What's in store for the future of Westy Wine Tours?
That's a good question for right now. Next year, the plan is just to kind of keep things where we're at right now. So I'm just going to keep with the 3 buses, keep building. Like I've built so many amazing relationships with businesses in the county, which is really cool. Like that's one thing that I really love about this business that I never would have expected is the community of people that I've met with it. Both the Volkswagen community and then also the community of people, entrepreneurs, businesses in the county. Like everyone is so supportive, and it's very much like a community over competition type of vibe. Like
Very much.
That's one thing the county does so well.
oh my gosh, it's amazing. Like even all the other wine tour companies, because most of the time while your group is doing their wine tasting, you're just like hanging out waiting for them to finish up. And so you're just chit-chatting with all the other wine tour operators and everyone's so chill and supportive. And they're like, you know, I was fully booked this week, so I told 3 people about you. Like I said, oh, I'm booked, but try Westy Wine Tours. Like that's really awesome. So yeah, for now, it's just going to be keep building on what we've got going and see where it goes from there. Maybe another one down the road, but definitely not next year.
Not next year. Got to get Sandy in like tip-top shape.
Got to get Sandy in tip-top shape. And then actually next year I have a full year off of teaching. So yeah.
How do you manage that?
Yeah, so I'm doing this called an X over Y. So you can like take a reduced salary I took a reduced salary for 3 years. And then my 4th year, which is next year, I'll collect like the other part of my salary for those 2 weeks, every 2 weeks for that year. Yeah, it's pretty amazing, really.
And then are you going to go to Australia?
What?
What's the plan
Maybe,
here?
yeah, that's the plan, is like to just do it all.
Oh, that's amazing.
John.
Yeah, how do we do this, John? Sign us up.
Yes, how do we do an X over Y here?
Yeah, seems like a good
That
idea.
seems like such a great. Like if you want to just like do life, you know, for a
Right?
whole year, you're just like, I want to just travel for a whole year.
Yeah, so it's like an unpaid paid year off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I've been saving for it because the school board literally just takes that money from my paycheck and puts it into a bank account.
And then
That's completely
pays you
separate,
with your own
and
money.
then they'll pay me with my own money for a full school year. So
That's incredible.
yeah, I'm super thankful that I have the opportunity to do that. So I'll probably spend like all summer into the fall working the wine tour business. It'll be really nice that I don't have to do both September, October next year. And then, take off and do some jet setting. And
That sounds lovely.
I'm so excited for you. It
Yes.
sounds lovely. Do you want to give any shout outs or anything?
oh gosh.
You can do that.
Like, I just feel like that's I just have such an amazing supportive group of people like who've helped me on this journey that it would be like a never-ending list.
Okay, so
Shout out
everyone. Yeah,
So
go brother, I
everyone.
guess.
Shout out brother.
Yeah. Yes.
Shout out sister-in-law for being.
Yeah.
Definitely shout out to my sister-in-law who set this whole thing in motion without even knowing it by sending me all those Kijiji ads.
What's funny is like this seems to be a running theme where family members like push somebody else to go build a business. Because
Yeah.
Tina from XXL Scrunchy, like her cousin was like, you know, you need to make this into a business.
Cookie Mama, same thing.
Yeah, Cookie Mama too. Like it's
Yeah.
like all these people. It's like, and now I think Tina's going to be on Dragon's Den in like
Yeah.
2 weeks.
Is she? That's amazing.
Yeah. And then Cookie Mama's just like a sweet baby angel.
Oh, she is.
She has a real name.
Larissa.
I'm just forever
She has
calling
a
her
real
Cookie
name.
Mama.
Cookie Mama.
Yeah.
And you're just gonna be
forever
Westy.
Yeah, that's okay.
That's how I put you in my sheet with all the questions.
Yeah.
I was just like Westy.
That's okay. I can handle that.
That's your next bus name.
Well, they're all, actually, they aren't all Westy. Only the blue one is technically a Westy because it's a Westphalia. So that's where the name Westy Wine Tours comes from.
I didn't realize.
Which actually, yeah, a lot of people are like, oh, like there's Westy. Like they think the bus's name is Westy, like the blue one. But that's where it comes from is like it's a Volkswagen Westphalia.
Fun.
Which is only the campers are Westphalias. So my other two aren't technically Westies. I had somebody recently be like, why is it Westy Wine Tours if this isn't a Westy we're in? And I'm like, okay, you're just enough of a Volkswagen person or like a it's like
You
a
sit down.
Westphalia person to know this.
It's okay.
Oh, that's
But yeah,
funny.
between like my sister-in-law, my brothers, my parents, like everyone, my boyfriend is a mechanic, very mechanically inclined. He runs a garage, so he's like right there to fix them when they break, and definitely could not do it without all of those people and all of the businesses in the county that just support me and support each other.
We love a support system.
Yes.
my
You know what?
heart.
Wait, what's your brother? I feel like it's some. I have to check to see who
Well,
submitted.
I'm turning it off and I'm letting you figure this out.
Okay.
Bye. That was amazing. It's like I'm envious because I've always wanted a VW bus.
I want one now, and I've never wanted one before.
I just feel like they're not super practical for like my day-to-day life, but so fun.
Not really, but I want a pink one now,
Yeah. Yeah. The
or
pink.
like a robin's egg blue,
Ooh.
or like
She has a
neon
blue one.
yellow.
Isn't the first one blue? Stella's blue.
I think Stella's blue. Yeah.
I believe Stella's blue. She was just so sweet too. And usually we do our interviews in the morning, but because she was a teacher, we had to kind of pivot and we did it in the afternoon. But still, and
That's
it was
how we ended the day.
yeah. And I think that was like a rough day for us. I think I cried that day. I said it in the episode. I did cry that day,
Yeah, you
and
did.
so it was a nice way to end the day.
And I cried today.
I also cried. I had couples therapy.
Nice. How'd
We're
that go?
good, but you can always go to couples therapy.
I think everybody should go to therapy, and couples should go to therapy before major life events.
yeah, like I feel like if you go to couples therapy when everything is like blowing up, it's too late.
Yeah, no, it's like you can. I find if you go to therapy when you're already upset, it's like using it as ammo or like a punishment.
Yeah,
Or
my
something.
therapist in university had to make me stop doing that because I was notorious for like canceling appointments. I'm like, I'm fine. I don't need this cancel. Then like
can't do
3
that.
weeks later, I was actually just running on adrenaline and blew up and burnt out. So
That's what I do.
it's my pattern.
That's what I do.
Yeah, I try just to go now every like 6 weeks
I
to
feel
my
like-
regular therapy, and then Jeanette and I do therapy on top of it.
It's not a bad thing though.
I don't think so. I've been going to therapy since I was since I was in grade 5, since I was 11.
It's not bad.
No, but I think there is a stigma around it.
Oh, for sure.
But for me, it's my normal life therapy.
I feel like I just need to go regularly instead of only when shit's blowing up.
You do, yeah, you do. That's hard though, because the therapy is exhausting.
Yeah, my doctor wanted me to do group therapy, and I looked at him and I was like, babe, I'm like, where am I talking to right now? He's like, on the phone. I'm like,
Sometimes
why?
though, people really like group therapy.
You know what? I know. I'm just not that person.
Yeah.
I would just like want to die the whole time. Because I think my problem is I don't like sharing feelings.
No, I don't do most
Especially
people.
like deep.
I think though it takes a long time to learn how to share your feelings because we live in a society where you're not supposed to.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Then you have me and I'm like, let's talk about it.
Well, see,
I'll tell you
I
anything.
think a lot of people will tell me anything.
Yeah.
Because I don't judge.
No.
I'm mentally ill. I've been there. I get it.
Yeah.
You're doing the best you can.
You know, we shared fart noises yesterday.
Oh, that was really funny. That's a fun new trend happening on Instagram or on TikTok.
So,
Guess the fart sound.
We have this group chat that we've talked about before with Matt DeMille called the Toot Squad. And I shared this like TikTok with them yesterday, and it was like, guess my fart. And the other person has to guess what the
They're
person's
really
fart is
accurate on TikTok, though. I've watched a lot of them for some. They keep coming up on my For You page. And yeah, they're pretty accurate.
Yeah. And I was like, yeah, I think this is a next level of friendship type thing.
I think so. No one's actually farted, though. I'll say that. We're just making fart
the
sounds
noise
with our mouths. So that's where we're at.
Although he was like, guys, I want you to make noises with your mouth. I was like, God damn it. And of course, I was like, I had the worst day yesterday.
Yeah,
I had
a rough day.
Full on, like I left this parking lot and just like full breakdown, not related to work.
She was breaking down at work, not related to work. And then I was like, you should have a fried chicken sandwich tonight. It's fried chicken sandwich day. And you were like, I'm trying to be a healthy bitch. And I was like, and you were like, I made a salad. And I was like, sad girls don't eat salads. Which I stand by.
I didn't eat a salad.
I'm so happy you didn't, because like the only thing I can imagine is you just like sobbing
into a salad.
And what is more sad than that?
That would be like next level depressing.
That's our next sticker is sad girls don't eat salad.
Sad girls don't eat salad. They fucking
eat
don't.
pasta. So, but sorry, derailed. Westy Wine Tours, super cool. I saw them like in the summer when I was doing a wine tour, and I was like I wanted to be in
that cool.
that van, not the limo. The limos are cool too. Like wine tours are great. I love what the county's doing. But yeah, there's some, the buses are just like a different vibe. And she brought up too the connection of the county, and we've had a lot of people bring up the community. I think in Belleville too, there's a community,
it's
but
getting there, I think.
a lot more community than collaboration over competition.
There we go.
Which we like.
I love that.
I've been watching a lot of Below Deck. That's really all that's going on in my life.
I started watching Vanderpump Rules.
Ooh.
And
I've only heard of this.
It is a hot mess. So I started season 1, and it was probably filmed way too long ago. And it's like so messy already. I'm like, oh my God, you guys.
And then they brought it back, right? Like there's new season?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
Not a single
comes
clue.
up a lot too.
But it's getting somewhere. I think I just finished season 1. And Stassi was like crying in the reunion, being like, oh my God, they showed me at like my worst. I was just like having a breakdown. And then like episode 1, season 2, she's exactly the same way, even though it's like a year later.
I'm just at my worst.
And you know what?
Same
like,
girl, same.
They might all grow on me, but I'm on season 2. So
How many seasons are there? Do you know?
I have no idea.
Okay. I also watched the Barbie movie last weekend.
Oh, yes.
Not for me, but I get it. Like I get what people like it. But then I watched this movie called Bottoms. So funny. It's a mix between, someone said, it's a mix between Mean Girls and Fight Club.
Fun.
It's wild. It's so my kind of movie. It's like almost a satire, I guess. Like they're not taking themselves seriously. Like it's so ridiculous. And there's a lot of like lesbian queer undertones, like a lot of overalls.
So many overalls.
So I would recommend that. There's some violence. So if you don't like that, don't watch it. But I would say 10 out of 10 movie.
Did you see the trailer for the new Mean Girls?
No, but have you seen the trailer for the movie Iron Claw?
Damn straight I fucking have.
I'm like pretty gay, but man, whoo, they know what they're doing with that marketing.
Oh,
damn.
Man. That man is just
slow motion eating ribs. And Jeanette says I'm a feeder. Like I showed her the trailer and she's like, you're a feeder. That's why you like this so much. I was like, yeah, fair.
You know what? I think I am too.
That's my love language, is feeding people and giving them food.
That's why I bring you brownies every so often.
So this is really just movie corner.
Okay, but seriously, the Mean Girls trailer for the new Mean Girls, it's written by Tina Fey.
Ooh.
But it's Mean Girls as Gen Z.
Yeah, because
the exact
Renee
same
Rapp
movie.
is it.
Yeah.
She's
hot. Holy
such
God.
like big bisexual vibes. She was on a talk show and she was like, well, I'm bisexual. Did you know that? I don't talk about it very often because she literally like only talks about it. It's so great. I love her. Like,
She's really good in that HBO show too.
Sex Life of College Girls. Ooh, so good.
It's so good.
She's gay in
Apparently
that.
she's a bitch though.
In real life?
Yeah.
Oh, I hate that.
I really hope it's wrong. Renee Rapp, I really hope you're not a bitch. Because I want to make it with you. She's over 18, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Edit it out. No.
Oh my God.
I just want to give a shout out to all our partners.
And anyone who's partnered with us before.
Yeah, we really appreciate it. It does really help us.
Like anyone who's ever believed in us enough to give us your hard-earned money.
Yeah, we really appreciate it. No, yeah, huge shout out. And also I want to give Lindsay from La Lux a shout out.
Oh my God, yes.
I don't know what the exact award.
It was like Community Spirit.
Right here. She put it in the Babes Network. She was nominated for Entrepreneurial Spirit category. And she won. And she also sent, because I commented on the one she posted. There it is. Oops, sorry. That's loud.
There it is. There's the audio.
That's the audio. But I just commented being like, congrats, because honestly. But I just want to read what she wrote back because it was, where is it? Where did I don't even know where I commented. But apparently a lot of people who won this year were female and LGBTQIA.
Which is good for them considering the shitstorm that happened right before it.
Yeah, we're not going to talk. No negativity on that. But happy how it turned out in the end.
I'm glad it turned out this way.
Yeah, me too.
Like, I really am.
Yeah.
And I hope that it was like this before and not just as a response to.
I feel like it was. I feel like the people who won really
honestly, though, like, Lindsay shows up.
She shows up.
Like,
and she's moving spaces. She's moving into Wellington.
Yeah, she's moving to Wellington. Mm-hmm. That's exciting.
Yeah. I'm really excited.
I'm so stoked for her. It's like, honestly, just, and then like seeing like all the good things that are happening. Like Meredith Shaw wore one of her dresses.
Yes.
And like, looks stunning.
You're putting in the work, Lindsay, and we see it. People see it. Just know that, because I know sometimes.
I want to get that black cardigan that she has.
Do it. And then also Brazen tickets are on sale.
Yay.
They are a partner. We love it.
I can't wait.
Go get it. Next week's episode is Jess from the Quinte West Youth Center. Yeah. Great. You unfortunately were not able to be there.
I wasn't here because I had to drive to Kingston to get my daughter's passport.
But I still did it. Great conversation. Learned so much. She's so passionate about what she does. So yeah, I look forward to that. And that's really all I got. Thank you, Jen, for coming and talking to us after you taught children all day.
That seems like a very long day.
Yeah.
Dealing with us. Basically,
we're pretty much children. So at least we know. The Babes of Quinte podcast is recorded and produced at Starboard Communications, home of 95.5 Hits FM, Cool 100, and inquinte.ca.